Australia will kick off from left to right. Scotland in their regular dark blue. Australia need to avoid defeat to win the tournament. A draw is good enough. Scotland need to win it. So Molaka will get us underway. A little straight down there. I think she was aiming to get it into the sun. Nice gather from Helen Nelson and a big long boot with the wind that Layla mentioned. Caitlin Hilser sends it infield and the kick downfield. Chloe Raleigh waits, bounces awkwardly. She does gather. 70th cap for her. What an achievement that is. Bit of aerial ping pong at the moment as both teams look for territorial advantage. Important to start well and keep the opposition under pressure in an effective final. The carry is from Caitlin Laney. Morgan clears it. Nice frame pass from Maleka. Morgan again. Maleka again. Space on the outside. It's out to prop Ellen Clark, who's across there making the tackle. And a little knock on.
Oh, they're keeping it tight, the Australians. You kind of get used to the way that they want to play the game. They look to spread it to those wings really, really early on and exploit those outside spaces. Scotland not doing too much. They're just staying patient in their defensive line, making their hits. And I think that's the type of game that we're going to see today. We're not going to see large, expansive rugby in times when it's not needed. Because of that, it is a final. So it's going to be kind of, more premeditated and very accurate in the way that they go about what they do today.
A little bit of pressure rugby as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're just going to see proper test match rugby today.
First scrum of the game. Scotland put in Bartlett, Lana Skeldon, Elian Clark against the opposite numbers. Claudia Gorman, Tanya Naden, Eva Kopani. Bregna Holden, the feed is good. Australia advancing a little bit. Well cleared out by Gallagher. Important to get that first ball away from the scrum under pressure. Bregna Holden. Scotland with their first bit of continuity, making good yardage. Bregna Holden sends it wide, little back pass. Nice work down the line into the hands of Francesca McGee. Scotland using the width pretty well early on now. Nice carry from hooker Lana Skeldon. Good continuity. Ellen Nelson looking fluid in that 10 position. The kick comes from the midfield though. Back goes Faitala Moleka. And she's pulled her kick a little bit into touch. Good gaining of ground from the Scottish team.
A double Olympian, Lisa Thompson, got boot to ball and got down there and then ended up winning a lot of territorial gain too. So positive start for the Scottish, keeping it really tight, not looking to go too wide, but when they do go wide, they make sure they get the hit outs, get numbers involved to try and retain ball. Possession going to be key for the Scottish today against the Australians.
Who's in?
Skeldon with her first throw in to the back. It looks like it's going to go to the middle. Sarah Bonner, nice take, fed by McLaughlin around the corner into the hands of Lisa Thompson. Oh, it's come off the boot there of the chasing play. So brilliantly done by Bregna Holden to retain possession. Now comes the feed. Malcolm, the captain, a little headband. Bregna Holden combining nicely. Raleigh involved. Good joining of the line from the fullback. Australia hitting the ruck pretty well, forcing Bregna Holden onto the back foot, but Scotland continue to advance. Oh, just not taken there by Elian Clark. Nice bit of play.
Yeah, continuity from the Scottish, keeping ball in hand and just running it through the phases, making the hits when they need to, and quick ball for Bregna Holden all the time, but that type unfortunately just going down for the Scottish. So it's still a pressure scrum for the Australians. They have to get it out and clear, and we spoke about the really strong wind, so Moleka is going to have to try and keep it low. That low driving kick looking for the touchline is going to be key, rather not to look for height but rather just distance.
Well, we thought Scotland would be quite well structured in the way they play the game. It certainly looked that way up front. Australia used their powerful ball carriers really well, in particular Tui Nakavadra at the base of that scrum. Morgan sends it out to Moleka. Bit of space there on the outside, attacking from deep. Friedrichs just ankle tapped and goes to ground, and Scotland win the penalty. Good contest at the breakdown.
Eve Gallagher getting involved, as well as Francesca McGee. Over early, found herself isolated. Did Cecilia Smith, and McGee read it like a book, getting over. And so that's how quickly it is possible to be able to get ball back in hand if you just stay patient in your defence.
Yeah, of course.
Well, at Lisa Thompson, who's kicked for touch, you mentioned earlier that she was a pretty decent kicker of the ball. She's clearly going to be the one who's responsible for finding the touchline, and that's a very good kick indeed. Skeldon. Oh.
No. Don't leave the line out. Set the line out. Don't leave it now then.
How important is the breakdown
don't leave the line out before
in a
the
tight
ball.
match like this? An effective winner takes all game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about either
reset,
slowing
please.
down ball or trying to get possession turned in your favour. Francesca McGee gets the first nod on her back for the day to be able to steal ball back in her favour. Both these sides are going to really have to keep ball in hand and protect ball and protect possession to be able to score points.
That's fine.
And of course it starts at the first phase, line out time. The throw is stolen by Australia, but the free kick goes Australia's way anyway.
Leaving the line out, that's why they were reset the line outs initially.
You have to wait.
And
Ball
then
throw and you leave the line out.
call to reset. So they said it was two things. So it was a mock throw,
Go line out.
and then leaving the line out and rejoining. So it looks like it goes against Eva Donaldson for leaving the line out and rejoining.
It's an early stack, isn't it? And it's to stop teams getting a huge advantage when they set the maul. So Australia will take the line out option. First throw in for Tanya Naden. It's tapped down nicely, cleared quickly. Good slick hands from backs and forwards alike for Australia, going wide into the hands of Georgina Fredericks. Australia choosing to play from deep. Morgan waits to pick a runner. Picks maybe someone a little bit too deep in Ashley Masters.
Use it!
Elaine Morgan waits, controlling things nicely, just slowing it down somewhat. Position now a little bit better in the midfield.
Stay there.
Knee on the ground means it's a tackle. Kick will now come to Maleka. Playing into the wind, it's high hanging, doesn't go all that far as Chloe, in fact it's not Chloe Raleigh, it's Francesca McGee carries it back. Scotland territorially having a little advantage now, winning the kicking battles. And Skeldon gives him a bit of go forward. Clark, beautiful hands from the front rower around the corner. Nice little inside pop there from Rachel McLaughlin. Scotland looking very smooth in the way they attack, carry the ball, the decision making. Eva Donaldson makes a nice carry. Ella Nelson threw that out front, and it's knocked on by Skeldon as Australia now have a free play effectively. Malecki trying to spin it wide, but there's no advantage there.
Yeah, just caught flat-footed was Maleka, and then really just doubtful in her decision. Wasn't sure whether she should go for boot to ball or try to look for the pass to go away. The attackers, remember, were in a defensive set because the Scottish were running at it and they hadn't set deep again. So Maleka then being caught just guessing, and unfortunately Caitlin Halsey also just not able to get that ball away. Better option there, just hold ball in hand, take it into contact, have lane set, and then just try and go.
So Rachel Malcolm, Scottish captain, made her way to the touchline. Dr. Rachel Malcolm, doctor in environmental physiology. Just a little bit of attention for one of the Scottish players is the reason for the pause in play.
Yep.
Pretty much according to what we would have predicted. Scotland playing with the wind, having a bit of territory. Australia being forced to play from deep. Tight, hard-fought affair, no score yet.
Yeah, no, we reckoned it wasn't going to be a fully expansive game today. Unable to, they're not going to try and overplay in certain areas or try and play fancy rugby. It's kind of just going to be, hit the two pods, look to go wide, come back on a two pod, and then either try change the angle on your wing or just try and go into the widths again. So it's going to be almost a bit of predictable rugby until there's a game-breaking moment, which I think is the only time we're going to see points.
You used the phrase earlier, it's chess, not checkers. There'll be a bit of testing of the defence. Both teams have tried to go wide once or twice, just looking to outthink defenses at the moment.
Use it. Use it.
Morgan uses it quickly. Maleka sends it wide to Friedrichs. Maya Stewart with an early touch. She's got to get that leg on the ground and make it a tackle and not be held up in the maul. She does so. Morgan. Good flat attack play from Australia, making good forward progress. Maleka sends the backward pass. The second one. There was a bit of space out wide. Just not able to free her hands, Palu. Lane Morgan waits for the ball. Little feed pop pass from Tanya Naden. The hooker. Little kick now. The opportunity, the decision for Australia. The ball's going to bounce into touch. It's actually a good tactic, isn't it? Test, test, test. Put it over the top.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're not getting anywhere, you're not getting any go forward. End up just going for the kick. Got Desiree Ellis on that left wing, who is incredibly quick.
Thank you, Paul.
We put her on a chase, and she, for her size, she's quite a physical player too. She doesn't mind collecting ball and heading straight into contact. Usually, defenders slip off of her.
Desiree Miller, one of the exciting players in this Australian setup. They've won the ball from the line-out. Errors from Scotland, the first real one. Nice little show and go in the midfield.
Roll.
Not rolling away is the penalty against Emma
13,
Orr.
roll away.
Yeah, it was number 13, not number 15.
Okay. I think it's okay at the moment. Yeah, okay.
It's like a little minor victory, isn't it? Australia playing from deep. Kicking into touch. They've progressed the ball all the way into the Scottish half, about 40 metres out, and a nice attack opportunity for the first time, really.
Yeah, that's the first opportunity for the Australians. They kind of just ate away, found herself on the wrong side of the tackle, did Emma Orr, just fighting to get out of there, but not able to get out quick enough. You also got to roll east to west, not north to south, so she did well to try and come out the side, but team not good enough.
Okay.
Tanya Naden, little dummy jumper at the front. Oh, and to the front it does go. Nice variation, but held up at the moment. Oh, she's done very well to rip that away, Tanya Naden. And Morgan sends it to her tight head prop, Eva Kopani. Morgan awaits again. Lana Skeldon all over the wrong side of the ruck. Once again, Scotland a little bit under pressure. The two second rowers combining. Leonard makes the pass. Laney makes the carry. Now it goes wide. Oh, wonderful little step inside from Georgina Fredericks. And there's space on the outside now. Oh, what a run this is. We said she's dangerous. What a try it's going to be for Desiree Miller. No sooner had the words come out your mouth, she's in at the corner.
Had penalty advantage. Did the Australians, and then it was all about getting ball to the right person, and they do. It was just a bit of a step from Georgina Fredericks that allows Maya Stewart to actually come off her own wing, and so it was the two wings linking. Desiree Miller inside, outside, acceleration into space. She backs herself every single time. They just do really well, don't the Australians? They find each other in those open channels, and then they've got the finishes.
Miller actually had someone on the inside as well. Could have popped it inside. Chose to go around the last defender. She is fleet of foot and showed a clean pair of heels. Conversion attempt is a wonderful strike. It's another 2 points. Beautiful kick. Australia lead 7 points to 0.
And we spoke about using opportunities and how they were able to get there. But MasterCard player of the match last week, Desiree Miller, she's got the first one to her name, and the question is going to be about whether or not the Scottish can keep her out. It's getting feisty on the field. There was a bit of a shove afterwards on Georgina Fredericks, and the Scottish are going to have to find something. They're going to have to keep ball out of the Australian players' hands, because they are able to get into the outside channels. That's when they become dangerous.
Yeah, it's the first real opportunity Australia have had outside of their own danger zone, and they've managed to capitalise and capitalise well. Strike rate effectively 100% right now as Lisa Thompson hangs that one up. Is it going to go 10? It does. Absolutely perfect kickoff. Untidy the gather from Australia, but they do have ball in hand. So pass into the midfield. Morgan controlling things nicely from the base, playing the blind side. Good decision into the wind, nice and steady. Moleka sends it now to the midfield. Masters.
Tackle on the ground!
Oh, stolen. Tackle called.
On the ground.
Evie Gallagher just got the timing wrong.
And she's a menace at breakdown time, Evie Gallagher. She gets her hands involved. She's always looking for the rip, and that was just way too high into contact. It looked like it was Palu. Just going into contact far too high and getting the arms around Evie Gallagher.
Well, you can see the effect of the wind there. The kick for touch, low and firm. And a good one, winner of ground.
Just looked like a bit of treatment for Rachel Malcolm. Finger might be bleeding. It's getting a bit wrapped up in that. She's a hard player, and she really leads by example, Rachel Malcolm. She's involved in a lot, and she's always chatting. Everyone knows what's needed to be done, and she's got you know, and a captain's just got a bit of a presence and a bit of an aura on them, and that's exactly what she's got.
Well, I'll try and explain leadership, and the easiest way is to say there are those who lead by example and those who are quite fluid with words and inspire you to, you know, almost lead yourself. She is one of those who just puts her body on the line and leads by an example.
Exactly. Eva Kopani, it's when she's already starting to get herself involved. Eva Kopani is a hefty ball carrier herself. She's got, you know, she packs down as one of the front rankers, but she's actually runs like a 6 or an open side flank. So she's a really dangerous player. That's the kind of players you got to chop at their legs and make sure that they can't actually get off and get acceleration going, because I'm pretty sure if she eyes you up and she puts a target on you, she's going to run straight at you and she's going to win.
So Australia can't control it at the front. It was Palu who lost it forward. Free carry now, Gallagher. Scotland with a chance to keep ball in hand and go through the phases. Ball looked to maybe kick it downtown with the wind. They do through Helen Nelson, well positioned. And good carry back as the Australian once again. Lane Morgan almost milks the penalty. Scotland a little bit slow in vacating the danger area at the breakdown.
And then it's the second one that goes against Lana Skelton, just not rolling, and they're just finding themselves in awkward positions, are being pinned down, but you have to make an effort to at least show the referee that you're trying to make an effort. If you're just going to lie there, she's going to award the penalty against you every single time. This is exactly where it happens. So they're looking to make the double hits because they understand the big ball carriers that the Australians have, but you know, just kind of lying there, putting her hands up, making no real effort.
Well, one at the top by Caitlin Laney. Nice carry into the midfield. Cecilia Smith. And that has ended up on the Scottish side. Nice little chicken wing offload by Gallagher, and the kick is, oh, it's a goodie. Drifting downtown, bouncing into touch, and Scotland getting a nice gain into the right zone, into the zone they want to be playing.
Yeah, and if they get themselves down there, then they have to convert. That's the issue, is they've been down there, they've had all the territory in the first half.
Australia's line out working quite nicely. They're quite late to come into the action zone, and again it's one at the back by Laney. Good carry from Desiree Miller, the try scorer. Playing from deep, no real sign of a kick coming as Moleka moves it wide. Good hands, little show and go, popped out the tackle to Fredericks. Lane Morgan sends it to the big second rower, Leonard, who pops it on. Handling amongst the Australian forwards, looking very slick at the moment. Oh, wonderfully weighted pass, beautifully weighted, the timing sensational, and away goes Moya Stewart. Can she get around? What a fend that is! Moya Stewart. The wingers are on fire for Australia right now.
Oh, that's the danger they possess. The wingers are on absolute fire, but it is all about the hard work in the midfield. It's the weighted pass. Fredericks again involved. She's been really involved early on, hitting, making the hits, but then when she's got to distribute, she distributes so well. 14 on 14, absolutely puts her down. Corinne Grant, Maya Stewart, so strong, pacey. And that was out of their own half they opted to play.
Oh, wonderfully weighted little pass. Maya Stewart just freed up with a bit of space on the outside, and just sensational finishing from the Australian wingers. First Desiree Miller, now Maya Stewart. And boy, they are looking very clinical indeed, the Australians. Malacca to add 2 for the Wallaroos. Oh, it's a good strike, and it's in off the upright. 14 points to 0. It's all going the Wallaroos' way.
And they start really well, do the Wallaroos. There was a weighted pass just before that. Fredericks linking up really well, and that's disrespectful from Maya Stewart on Corinne Grant. Goes in for the second, almost within 7 minutes, gets another 7 points.
That's disrespectful. Oh, it's good. Scotland are going to have to make sure they don't miss any more of those one-on-one tackles. It's a good take from Ashley Masters, the most capped Australian of all time. Takes that one over her shoulder very nicely and neatly. And Morgan sends it into the midfield. A nice carry from Kapani. Big number 3, showing some good skill set. That's a lovely angle from Cecilia Smith. Strong and urgent in the way she carries it into that 12 channel.
Leave it.
One-off carriers doing the job for Australia at the moment. And the ball moved nice and quickly. Over the top comes the kick. Lecker Rosie made the kick and knocked on, sadly, by Lisa Thompson. Awkward bounce of the oval-shaped ball.
There's a bit of a doozy, the oval-shaped ball. You don't know which way it's going to go. Perhaps could have just, carried it back, put it on the boot a little bit and try and control it before getting hands to it. Just over-eager to get hands on it, Lisa Thompson. Once it hits, I just wanted to put a ball down. Just put your boot on it, stop the ball, and then you just collect it yourself. All the possession in favour of Australia at the moment. Territory rather in favour of the Scottish, so they've just got no points to show for it. But Fredericks is doing really well on that outside centre position to link between the two.
And the local fans loving it.
Absolutely, they're hungry for some rugby. All the URC sides overseas, so they want to come watch some rugby.
Yeah, disappointment a little bit earlier as the South African women's team went down to Italy in a hard-fought contest. And they have stayed to watch a knockout final, effectively. Australia just have to avoid defeat to win the tournament, but
Feet under your body, please.
really is a winner-take-all.
Thank you.
Right now, it's Australia playing into the breeze, who've looked after the ball well and been very clinical in the way they've finished.
Also loaded the full open side, and there's absolutely nobody on the blind side, but they do have Hulls and Maya Stewart stacked up behind each other and behind the scrum.
And the weighting of the passes has been absolutely perfect from this Australian side. To the blind side they come through Tuna Okavadra, and again it's into the hands of the strong winger Maya Stewart, proving a real handful. Now it's carried by Lenny. Morgan sends it out to O'Gorman. First carry for the loose head prop. Australia continuity building. A little grabber through. It's a brilliant little grabber and picked up by Cecilia Smith. Wow, it's not just brute strength, it's brains as well. Clever little play and highly successful.
Cecilia Smith, she's rewarded with a try, but that was a full team try. Maya Stewart again on the outside, got them out, came off the scrum where they opted to go blindside, came around. Maya Stewart gained a couple of meters, and then the brains of Maleka to just put that boot on the ball with the softest of touches. And Cecilia Smith on that run. It is really just a great understanding. Scotland wanting to get up with a high line defence and getting in behind.
it did look awfully easy, didn't it? But it's such a difficult little kick. It's got to be weighted perfectly into the gap, enough to get it through and sit up, and the conversion kick does exactly that. Over it goes, sits up nicely, and it's 21 points to 0.
And they're just putting on a show today, aren't the Australians? That's Maya Stewart with the fight. And look at that. Realised the full defence was up in the line, on the faces, on the gain line. Stabbed the slightest of kicks through. And that's what it looks like when a plan comes together.
And real reason to smile for this Wallaroos team. Had a rough year and making their way back into the higher echelon of world rugby and doing it well today. And good to see some Australian fans. We're in the Australian hockey shirts, but Australian fans nonetheless. Cecilia Smith with the great little pickup. She's been hugely instrumental in a lot of the good Australia have done so far. The little pickup and try. Wonderful. That's not how you want to get the ball back after a try, though. You want to be receiving the kick well. Scotland now have a chance. Oh, and it's knocked on again. No Bartlett this time.
Just not going to hand the balls. You know, Lana Skeldon's put one down, Clark's put one down, now Bartlett's put one down, and off the kick-off, first real mistake that was been made by the Australians, but Bartlett just overreaching, not able to get it. Ball in hand. They're lucky that they're able to get the knock-on off of the kick-off, and now they've still got ball in hand. And they're going to feel that they have to strike now. It almost feels like the game's starting to get out of their reach with the first 3 tries, all 3 converted in the first 24 minutes, and there's still 16 left to go in the first half.
Yeah, and quite often we talk about how important it is for a team, and we would use the term they must be the next team to score in order to stay in the contest, and I think that's the situation for Scotland now. They go to 26, 28 points to 0 down. They ain't coming back from that.
Okay, thank you very much. Time back on. The last one was
It is a good attacking position though for Scotland. A little bit of space out to the left where Francesca McGee is standing. Big line up to the right. Emma Orr standing in behind Lisa Thompson. Chloe Rawley a little bit wider.
Table. Crouch! There. Step. Okay. Just the mark. Hooker on the left. That's it. Thank you very much. If you are too close, just take a step.
You don't see too many delays in play in the women's game, certainly not at scrum time. Slight delay there as the 2 front rows get settled. Brittany Holden has to wait to feed the scrum. She feeds. Evie Gallagher picks and goes to the right against the grain, but does well. Oh, little pop pass is a bit firm for Thompson to gather. And once again, Australia will come away this time to Nakavadra. Morgan sends it wide. Caitlin Laney has carried every chance she's got, the big number 4, and wins the penalty.
Again at the bottom of the ruck, just not rolling away, and I think referee's going to have a chat with Rachel Malcolm.
Make an effort, they have to make an effort to roll away.
So on that one, she's literally sat on top of her, pinning her in. So there has to be an effort.
Also the argument from Rachel Malcolm that they're getting pinned at the bottom at ruck time, but Lisa Thompson, again, we spoke about making an effort, at least trying to show the referee that you're trying to move, trying to show the referee that you're being pinned in, and that way it shows, you know, the referee can then tell the attacking side to not pin them in and rather just let them get out and won't award the penalty. But if there's no effort to show, penalty is going to be awarded every time.
And it's a fair argument, but the reality is it doesn't matter where on the field you are. If you are consistently professionally slowing the ball down, you're going to get a team warning, which is about what we've just seen. Lisa Thompson, that ball came to her like a bullet. She may well have been in a bit of space had it been a little bit more sympathetic, the pass. Maiden to the front. Michaela Leonard, the captain, sort of line out ball, and now it's Smith who sends it even wider. Slick handling from Australia, finding some space on the outside for Maya Stewart, who is just a light ball in hand. She is a proper handful, Maya Stewart, but it's now Scotland with a really good counter ruck, and they win the penalty.
They're going to start looking for positive, the Scottish. There's going to be moments and pockets of energy that's going to allow them to insert themselves back into the game. That should be a pocket of energy. High five should go around. There should be positive coming out of that. Maya Stewart's going to look to try and get in your faces every single time and try and fight you off, but to stay strong in the fight and win ball back and then opt to get onto the better side of the field. That's got to be the pocket of space and the pocket of energy they look for today.
Yeah, and if you've got Maya Stewart on your side, you're going to send the ball to her as much as you possibly can.
Oh, absolutely, I would. If I was linking in there, but that's a great counter-ruck from the Scottish.
Skeldon to the back, no real contest, even though it's not straight, it'll carry on. Leah Brebner-Holden sends it to her number 12, Lisa Thompson. Brebner-Holden gets it to the captain coming around the corner, Rachel Malcolm. Brebner-Holden now controlling things as Nelson just puts that rolling grubber through. Oh, it didn't set up, it was another awkward bounce, and Scotland may well have a little gift here. Emma Orr tackled down 10 metres or so from the Australian goal line. Better hands from Lana Skeldon this time. Brebner Orr sends it to her second row teammate who's let it through the hands, Donaldson. Scotland still keep coming. The little inside gap taken by Thompson, fighting hard to get to that goal line are the Scottish. Leah Bartlett 2 or 3 metres away, very close now. Brebner-Holden, Skeldon carries it up 2 metres away from the Australian goal line. Pick and go, gains a few hard centimetres. And another one. Oh, it's brute strength. Is it down? It is down. Leah Bartlett. Strong and powerful. Good leg drive. And the Scottish getting their team on the scoreboard. Thoroughly deserved, actually. Good patient build-up. Exactly what you'd expect from Scotland. Hard and physical, round the corners and hard to stop.
Yeah, so good. We said that they needed to be the first team to score after that. And they definitely were. This came off of the small kick downfield. That with the bounce that just came the right way and spread width, and just taking perhaps a page out of South Africa book from last year, last week, just keeping it physical, keeping it in front, keeping it tight, forcing the forwards to make a hit. And I think the Scottish might realise if they keep it physical and their front up, they might be able to get over.
Conversion is good from Helen Nelson, 21 points to 7. Well, we said it. It was vital that Scotland scored, and it's a decent try. It's a good try.
Yeah, full team try, patient build-up, look to get ball to ground and found just enough grass to be awarded. We spoke about pockets of energy and finding moments, and that's a moment.
And they'll take heart from carrying the ball up, and I mean, a little bit lucky from the kick, but you make your luck as well. It was an awkward bounce. Australia maybe playing into the wind has played into their hands. They do like to carry. It's maybe suited them territorially. It's not good, but it does force you to carry, and played into the Australian strength. Scotland on the board in the game. Oh, there's a bit of football skills from the try scoring front row, Leah Bartlett. Beautifully controlled. That ball is out. And Australia are very quick to pounce. Opportunity immediately as Tanya Naden moves it forward. Nice hands, Celia Smith. Strong carry from Tui Nakavadra.
Use it.
Naden. Keep on coming to the same way, and oh, that's a little knock on. I think that's about only the second mistake Australia have made this afternoon.
Yeah, 30 minutes and only 2 mistakes. Georgina Fredericks. The ball is dipping ever so slightly. Just not able to get it over. They've gone down a couple of players. You can see how brutal it is. Very physical between these two sides. 21-7 half hour side. But look at that. Looks like she's got Wass on there. Emma Wassell, Scottish teammate, underwent surgery this week as well. So carrying her on the pitch with them today. Rachel Malcolm, they understand what it means. You play for something bigger. And especially if it is a teammate, it always means so much more, and they look after each other in the Scottish camp, so you know they play with something bigger. It just looks like there might have just been a check for something.
We'd expect nothing less from a Scottish team to play for something or with something bigger. All heart.
Here we are.
Clara, you're looking at the tackle of gold 12.
Yes.
So it's a referral against Cecilia Smith.
Angles are coming.
Wallaroos 12. As Clara Monarini from Italy makes her way over to have a look in her 30th Test match.
Oh, that's against Cecilia Smith. Looks like on Leah Bartlett with that initial carry off.
I'm not sure it is Cecilia Smith.
Okay, it's clear. Can we?
Oh, that's a rugby incident. They've both crouched down, haven't they?
Gold 12.
12. Okay. We have a contact. We have
It's
foul
gold
play.
6, it's
12
Palu.
gold is
Yeah, it is
applied.
Palu.
So it's a yellow card for shoulder for back review.
Agreed.
Someone's got to tell them that they're going to perhaps send the wrong
Yeah.
person off the
Cecilia
field.
Smith's going to be the most shocked
Number
player on the
12.
whole field.
Sorry, Clara, correction. 6. Gold
Oh, there we
6.
go.
6,
They've got it
sorry,
right. It
6.
is Siokapesi Palu.
Number 6.
Cecilia
Yeah.
Smith can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, we have I tackled foul
So
play.
the TMO
You're
doesn't
offside.
have the commentators in here, but it's good enough
Yellow
though.
card for shoulder.
So, opportunity knocks for Scotland, a man short for Australia.
And they have to make use of this for the rest of the first half. They're not going to get Palu back until the second half, about 52 seconds into the second half. So,
Thank you. There.
and they've got
Thank you.
some momentum on their side too. So they have to now make use of this. It's 14 points that they have to try and get back in their favour before the end of this half.
So the touch finder from Lisa Thompson is a good one. Here's that hit again.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think she was already committed to the hit, but it is shoulder to head.
Yeah, both players crouching down, and the throw
Right,
off's well
there's no
contested, and eventually Scotland come away with it. Nelson
over.
sends it to Thompson, who kicks that one long, chasing Australia back. That's a great take over her shoulder, and a wonderful clearance. That is super play from Caitlin Hulser.
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, it's incredible to be able to gather that ball over your shoulder. It's one of the hardest ways to gather a rugby ball. Then does really well to manage it. Thompson saw that there was a bit of space at the back, so was actually looking for the grass at the back, but covered really well.
Yeah, one of the younger players in the Australian squad, just her 6th cap today. The Wallaroos fullback. Skeldon feeds. Bonner couldn't take it in the middle of the line out. Australia come away. Morgan sends it to Maleka, to Masters. Very
Backward.
quick to try and get that ball wide. Looking for the hands of Maya Stewart.
No hands, stay back.
Not
Blue,
working
blue.
out just this time as Bradio Gorman makes a good pass. Lisa Pop acting as scrum off. Lane Morgan is back in that position. Very versatile, the Australian player. Slotting in at first receiver again is Cecilia Smith. Good passing, good carry this time.
Use it.
Friedrichs is now at scrum off. Masters of their trade, but certainly versatile are the Australians. There's a little attempted kick over the top. Sammy charged down and well gathered brilliantly by Lisa Thompson,
Take the mark.
who has put that way forward. It could run dead. Oh, she's got a bit of backspin on it. It stops. And now Elsa's got to carry it out, because else it's a 22-metre
Both there.
drop.
Let it go,
It's a
let it
goal
go.
line dropout, which
No,
is
it's
not going to
there.
clear the danger. So Australia
Tackle.
almost forced to try and carry it out.
Use it.
Morgan
It's okay.
sends it to the pocket. Now comes the kick towards the touchline from Elsa. Well gathered by Grant. She's got a fair, fast pair of feet that gets her back in front of the poles about 15 metres out.
Good clean out.
Scotland have a good, nice opportunity. Just sweet hands again, and here's a chance for number 8, Evie Gallagher, and the pass is good. And it is a wonderful score for Scotland. Lovely counter-attack, and it's a try for fullback Chloe Rolly.
Oh, if there's no one else Chloe Rolly's going to be the one. There was a 1-2 between her and Evie Gallagher, but it was all about the run from Corinne Grants, who was able to get them back into the midfield. And look at that 1-2. Rolly to Gallagher, Gallagher back to Rolly, comes on the arch, just takes it up enough, holds the pass to Gallagher, turns her body in contact, gets around, does Chloe Rolly, and that's brilliant. They have to make use of the number advantage, and they do.
Well, we've seen a few well-timed, delayed and perfectly weighted passes over the course of the last few weeks. That is one of the better ones we've seen. The conversion attempt is a decent one from Helen Nelson, but it's just off to the right. This is a great try.
Holds it off. Evie Gallagher straightens, which sucks in 2 defenders, and because she sucked in 2 defenders, creates opportunity for Chloe Rolly to come on the outside, and they do start edging towards that 14.
21 points to 12. 5 minutes to the half-time break. 5 more minutes. A man short will be Australia, and they'll be delighted to know that the yellow remains a yellow. No real surprise there. Both players were crouched low. There was head contact, but it was,
Yellow card, remain yellow card.
I reckon, close to being just a rugby incident, let alone a yellow card. So, 5 more minutes for Scotland to try and capitalise on that lady there, Sioka Pesipalu, spending time in the sin bin. To the right comes the kickoff, gathered nicely by Francesca McGee. Scotland kicking it downtown with the wind a fair bit, but this time it's Rachel Malcolm that carries.
Use it!
Bredna Holden sends it into the pocket. Lisa Thompson with the long kick, well taken by Halso, sends it infield to Maleka. Now it's wide into the left wing, hands off. There's Ray Miller. The crowd sensing some excitement coming from these 2 Australian wingers, on their feet every single time the winger gets the ball. Maleka switches it back to that left-hand side, looking for Miller again. Oh, just the attempted offload just took a bounce. Australia keep on coming. Lane Morgan sends it wide as quickly as possible. Bridie O'Gorman. Morgan again. Hulsa. Now it's Smith. Nice, good hands. Masters into the hands of Stewart. She's into the half gap, almost through. Hands on there from Helen Nelson. She almost made the steal. Oh, and 2 players going for the same pass.
We have 2 advantage in the middle of the field, offside, and close to the 5 meters. How far out?
She had 2 advantages, did the Australians, so even though 2 players went for ball and the ball went forward, they do get ball back.
Shot goal.
So they'll have a shot at goal. I would fancy just to eat the clock down as much as it is to try and gather a few points.
It's all about game management. Maleka came in as a late change to the Australian side and has actually done really, really well at pivot to be able to manage her side. She's got such a good boot on her. She's really good at game management and when to pass the ball, when to put boot to ball, when to just carry it herself. So probably one of the standout players of the tournament too.
Yeah, she's got 16 points already. She's been pretty decent off the kicking tee. She's got 1 try in that load as well.
$20 seconds.
So about, I would guess, 31, 32 meters out for Taylor Maleka. And the strike is good. And it's just off to the right, awfully close. And the clearance kick from Scotland comes into the hands of O'Gorman, who's going to run it up with real vigour. Scottish defence standing tall though, trying to hold up the ball carrier. Actually, it wasn't O'Gorman. It was Masters. Australian ball carriers doing the job here. Oh, wonderful line, wonderful angle. Scottish defence once again proving their worth. Halsa.
Use it!
Morgan brings it back to Laney. Strong, positive tackle from Scotland. Maleka. Nice angle from Kopani. Morgan again. Masters.
Tackle! Tackle, blue!
Tackle, got to release the player, and that's been dropped forward. Scotland will come away with it. Nice little run from McGee. Oh, she's left it behind. Nice clear out. But we'll go back for the scrum.
A bit of back and forth, scrappy play here towards the end of the first half. Just kind of losing shape. Both of these sides, ball going loose, not being able to find the players. It's a good breakaway, does McGee. And here's the thing, though, is that Lisa Thompson runs support lines, but she's always surprised when the ball comes to her. So it's almost a bit of rugby IQ, is if you're running a support line to keep your hands up and call for the ball.
Expect the ball.
Exactly, and it looks like she's running that support line, but she's not expecting the ball to come to her. And it's the second time the ball's kind of gone to her chest. She's had to do a lot of the game, though it looks like she is trying to play a pivot role along with Nelson in the middle to aim the game. But you know, that's just one of those points as a player that that's what you're doing, to rather expect the ball.
And Ashley Masters in her 34th test, most capped Aussie of all time, showing some good skills and good signs. Ball in hand. There's a feet have just gone out there from Eva Karpani.
That's good pressure from Leah Bartlett on Karpani, because she is such a strong scrummager. So she went straight down.
Can we stay there?
So the half-time hooter has sounded. Australia, though, will, even though they're a man down, will quite possibly look to just have a little go at this one. 40 metres out. They've been clinical, ball in hand, even down a team member.
Well, look, they've got a 2-1-2-1 shape in the back line for Australia. So you could imagine that there's a couple of lines that's going to be run.
Yeah, and I'd expect Tabua Tui Nakavadra to use her strength and power and peel around there.
Watch how they kick it out.
Yeah, prove us both wrong. Oh yeah, they're going to. Well, no surprise, they're a man down. They lead at half-time, 3-1. It's been a clinical performance so far from Australia. They are down a man. Sia Kapesi Palu will make her way back on 20 seconds or so into the second half, maybe the first breakdown, but at the half-time break, it's Australia who lead courtesy of 3 tries. Desiree Miller got the scoring underway in the 13th minute, Maya Stewart in the 18th, and then of course Smith in the 22nd. 2 tries for Scotland late in the half. It's Australia who lead at half-time by 21 points to 12. And it is Lisa Thompson, the Paris 24 Olympian, who will get us underway in the second half. The setting sun no longer a factor on the far side. Down the middle she goes. It's long, and it's nicely taken and sent to the big ball carry to Nakavadra. Good strong carry. Australia now have the opportunity to kick with the wind, and Maleka does just that. Across comes the Scottish fullback, Chloe Rolly. She got a try in the first half. Wonderful counter-attack she set up. Scotland coming wide. Malcolm finding herself out on the tips, fights hard to get away from the touchline. Brebna Holden sends it to her number 8, Gallagher. Playing into the breeze now. Scotland using the ball pretty well, forced to keep ball in hand and doing it well as Nelson sends it wide. Again, it's a carry from Raleigh, the 70 cap veteran. Nice hands from Lana Skeldon. Australia, all of a sudden, their defence on the back foot. Oh, good flat pass to Malcolm. Rides the tackle well. Brebna Holden sends it out to her number 10 partner. It's a little switch and dummy runner. Clear out is a good one from Emma Orr. Australia throwing numbers at that ruck, trying to force a turnover. And Scotland under pressure. If they do get it back, it's going to be slow. Malcolm goes into scrum off and throws a shocker. Australia turn it over and now have the win. And the kick is long. Chloe Raleigh did really well to work back there and get in a good position. Backs it forward and it's off the side of her boot. One of the Scottish players was down in back play there as well. And very slow to get back to her feet.
Yeah, Zevi Gallagher that was down and looked like just her ankle. Also looks like Palu is about to make her way. Well, she is back onto the field already. Sekapesi Palu from her yellow card. Chloe Rowley did really well to manage where the ball was going and getting into good position. Unfortunately, that one just going off the side of her boot.
To the middle, it goes off the top, straight down to Morgan, who sends it into the hands of Tui Nakavadra. A strong ball carrier, becoming more and more of a factor in this game. Gorman hacked it forward, and it's a penalty to Scotland. Breakdown being an area of consternation for both sides for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Putting their heads in to the dark places. The Scottish women looking to go for those steals and trying to get purchase out of it. It's worked a couple of times. Counter-attacking from Australia has been really good once they realise that the Scottish women are looking to steal ball in hand.
Lisa Thompson finds the touchline. This is where the steal came.
And that comes from Louise McMillan, who's made her way onto the field at half-time in place of Eva Donaldson. Lineouts have been a bit of a shocker for the Scottish women thus far. They've lost 3.
Skeldon to the back. That's wonderfully taken. Sarah Bonard was with the catch, and the Scottish forwards piling in there, controlled at the back by Lana Skeldon. Use it as the call. They're going to have to get it out there. Tui Nakavadra offside, swimming around. Thought she may have been there legally and made a good steal.
Yeah, she was the initial reason why the user one's call was made, because she ended up putting her body in front of the ball and caused the stop, but then just perhaps getting a little over eager, coming around the side and hearing that user one's call and trying to completely stop the ball and kill it dead.
It's a little bit of penalty momentum, you might call it, isn't it? It's a free exit, free yardage up the field, kick to touch, win another penalty. It's a downward spiral for Australia and a nice bit of momentum for Scotland.
That's okay. She's coming.
Skeldon to the back. Oh, it's wonderfully taken again by Bonner. Use it, they're going to have to, Scotland. And Brebner Holden just couldn't get it out of there. Good defence from Australia.
You got to use it as soon as she calls, use it. The ball has to come out, and even if you don't hear it, because the thing is, the argument might be that Lana Skeldon says she can't hear with the scrum cap on, so she probably just can't hear it enough, and therefore can't release the ball for Brebner Holden to get, and she's got to go dig for it.
But I guess if you're wearing a scrum cap, then you've got to find a different way to communicate. Maybe it's a tap or it's something. It's never going to be an excuse, is it? Australia now wind at their backs, going to kick or keep it in hand as they did in the first half. Lane Morgan feeds, controlled at the back, quickly it comes out. Smith. Oh, that's just flopped out somehow on the Scottish side. Now this place out wide. Emma Orr sends it wide. McGee. Scotland now looking for a couple of the big ball carrying runners. Pops out untidily for Brebner Holden. Little inside pass from Nelson. Edging ever closer, the Scottish. This is almost their game zone. It's where they like to play the game. Good strong carry and bashing off defenders. Good placing of the ball there from Thompson. Holden out to the right. Corinne Grant instrumental in one of the Scottish tries, and there's some great defence at the breakdown from Australia.
Holden and Rowley on the ground.
All round good game by the Australians. It was a hard tackle that was made by Desiree Miller. Makes the hit, gets up round. This is where the rip came through. Helen Nelson gets in, arms around it. The ball had to go a lot quicker because they had so much space on the outside. Chloe Rowley ended up joining the line too. Desiree Miller makes the hit, gets out of the way. Cecilia Smith does enough to just stop the ball from being stolen.
It's a ferocious contest at the breakdown there. The message for the line-out comes from Brady O'Gorman.
Okay.
Just 3 stacked at the back. Gorman at the front. To the back it goes, and it's taken by Scotland. Skeldon comes away with it.
No, not 89.
Brendan Holden to the captain, Malcolm. McLaughlin now.
Tackle!
Brendan Holden sends it to Nelson. Big collision in the midfield. Thompson stays on her feet and gets a bit of extra ground. Good strength shown. Brendan Holden. Skeldon. Scotland finding a little bit of momentum here. Bartlett sends a beautiful back pass. McLaughlin tried to offload it to Grant. About 12 metres out now, the Scottish. Oh, wonderful hands there from Sarah Bonner. Brendan Holden again. Replacement, Macmillan. Just trying to wear down this Australian defence. Penalty advantage is going to be not rolling away. The bouncy ball right over the top. Rolly still going. Away from 1, away from 2. Back into the midfield it comes. Malcolm. Scotland working awfully hard, not making too much forward progress, but wearing down a tiring Australian defence. Or front of the poles, out to about 8 metres now. Slow but steady progress as Evie Gallagher gets it to about 5.
Let it come, goals, goals.
Oh, wonderful shredded pass, and through the middle it goes to McGee. We'll go back for the penalty.
Come back.
Good continuity, but maybe not making enough forward progress.
Yeah, they were trying to chip away, but it's great defence, hold off defence by the Australians, making sure they hits. But this is what we say: use the physicality to almost bully the Australian women to force them to make those tackles. That's not the tackles that they want to be making. They want to hit and get on feet. Numbers on feet is really key for them. But if you just flood players in and force them to put heads and numbers into breakdown, then you're almost forcing them to play outside of their comfort zone, and that's exactly what they've been forcing them to do. The Scottish women have wrapped up their lineouts, they've cleaned up their lineouts, and they're getting good purchase off of that rolling maul too, as we've seen a couple go their way in the second half.
Fresh legs for Scotland. Changes in the front row. And young Christine Bilal come on in the front row, replacing Elian Clark and Leah Bartlett. And at 9, Brendan Holden makes way. Caitlin Hatterson is on as the halfback. I already spoke about the more Bonner no contest. It looked a little bit skewed, but because there's no contest, Scotland get to keep the ball. There's some good go forward. The fresh legs maybe helping here. Australia are in there trying to get hands on the ball. Rachel Malcolm has it, but it's won back by Australia. Brilliantly stolen. Wow, that's how you defend at maul time. And Australia are fighting so hard to get it away from the touchline and do it well. The two loose forwards combining. Brendan Holden.
Let it come, it's okay.
Lane Morgan sends it downtown.
Backwards.
Chloe Rolly. She is brilliant on the counter-attack, the Scottish fullback. Around the corner comes Emma Orr. Scotland showing a side to their game here that we haven't really seen much of. Louise Macmillan with a strong carry into the midfield it comes. Rachel Malcolm. Captain Courageous. Nelson. Out to the hooker. No space there for Corinne Grant. Or was that a high tackle?
High tackle.
A new player on the field, Matteson, and that's a lovely run from Rolly through the middle. She's still going. So much better. This is a side of Scotland we didn't really see in the first half.
Yeah, they must have had some kind of conversation at half time that told them to just use their physicality and to front up. It almost looked like they were a bit standoffish in the first half. That goes against Tanya Naden for making a high tackle. Chloe Rolly's been really involved. I think that's exactly what she's needed to do for Scotland, to get herself more involved, look to make those game breaks and not just hold off, but rather hit up the channel, go straight through that vacuum and try and force them to make those double hits. Stay on your feet, fight in contact, and keep ball in hand.
Going for that maul again. Where did it go wrong, Lawson? What are they got to do now?
No problem.
No, it's going to just be about playing basics, because here's the thing, Australia force you to play the kind of game they want you to up your tempo and play out of your comfort zone. But if you just play your game and force them to play you, that's a much better way to go about it.
Oh, the throw is a little bit high over the top of Sarah Bonner. Tidied up Nelson, showing good strength to fly off, and that's going to be another penalty.
I went against Masters for being off feet while trying to steal that ball. Not very happy with that call as Masters. This is also the third. If they don't opt to go for poles here, which it doesn't look like they're going, it's the third time they're not going to go for posts, which is 3 times 3 is 9. To 9 points missed, and they would have been 21 all. This is the strong carry by Helen Nelson. Oh yeah, just not enough on it. Probably just not enough. Masters going off her feet.
Skeldon, it's a good contest this time from Australia. They've put someone up in the front of the line out and won it. Scotland, well, you said it, they've squandered 3 mauls close to the Australian line in the last few minutes. They'll have a 4th though. Good pressure on the kicker.
Yeah, under pressure. Not creating enough of an angle, not creating enough space. You got to get the forwards to kind of what they call build a wall, relieve some pressure off of the kicker. But that was a good steal.
Michaela Leonard it was the first time in 3 lineouts Australia put a jumper up and made the steal.
Yes. Okay.
Rule number 1 here, if you choose to kick it to the corner, you've got to make sure you win the lineout ball. Priority number 1 now for Lana Skeldon. Australia look like they're going to throw someone up at the front. They do. Scotland do well not to knock that on and carry it through. Nice little pass. Oh, it's a little double dummy skip or switch, and it's Corinne Grant who sends it into the traffic. Rachel Malcolm. Wonderful line and angle, and just 3 or 4 or 5 meters out now for Scotland. To the short side they go. Rachel McLaughlin. Strong carry. Evie Gallagher. Scotland on the rampage. The captain comes short. Malcolm held up short of the line, or just short of the line. And there they go, the little pick and go, and over they go. It's been sustained pressure from Scotland for 7 or 8 minutes now. They won the line out, they've kept the ball, they've been patient, and they've got the 5-pointer.
That's Anne Young that's come up with that one, and you would have said it would have been a kicker if Scotland didn't walk away with points, because there was 3 penalties that they didn't go for posts, ended up losing a line out, had to steal one back, and they do after the pressure. And then it was about using the forward pressure. Great lines, hard running lines coming from the loose forwards, and even the hard runners in the back line for Scotland. And Anne Young, it's been so good to be able to get 5 points.
Helen Nelson looking to add the extra 2 and make it a 2-point game. And she's missed it from an angle she probably would feel she should have got it. Jade Conkle-Roberts makes her way on.
It was about a 5-minute build-up almost that the Scottish have had before scoring this try. Anne Young doing really well, keeping her body really low, driving forward, all the forwards involved, and helping her get over the line.
Yeah, short and powerful and strong in a good low body position. Almost impossible to stop from there. It's McLaughlin who's made way for Conkle-Roberts. So 27 points to 17. All that hard work for Scotland finally rewarded with the 5-pointer. I'm not sure you can look at it that they missed out on 9 points, because they would have been in different parts of the field, but certainly the invitation to kick a goal maybe considered, should have been considered. That's a good clearance though. Gets a lucky bounce, but back into the Australian half.
So you make your own luck.
They share the numbers.
They need all the luck that they can get. They're within 4, so they got to just get back up the field, they would feel, and not concede any more points.
Australia haven't had the ball for about 10 or 12 minutes. Naden taken by Laney into the midfield. It comes, nice hands. Once again, strong carry from Masters. Powerful runner, strong ball carrier. Comes on good angles as Laney carries it up. Penalty advantage. Offside against Scotland.
20.
So one thing you don't want to do when you've just got back on the scoreboard, just fought your way into the game, is to give away a soft penalty and some real serious yardage.
That just went against Jay Conco being offside and then allowing Maleka to pierce into the 22s, and now you've got to do all the defending and try and get back up the field. That's Jade Conkle. She's one of the hard hitters for Scotland. Very, very physical.
She's been around for a while. Jade Conkle-Roberts plays for Harlequins now. Made her debut back in 2013, 11 years ago.
It's Masters, and just looks like there's something in her eyes. Cecilia Smith. She's also been really, really active today. Gain line meters has been incredible. She's been all over. 67 meters made. She's had 7 carries. She's been involved. She scored a try too, has Cecilia Smith. Physical, defensively being tested. She's really, really a pivot in the side.
You sort of look through this Australian side and you think about their chances of having a good run at the Rugby World Cup next year, and you think Cecilia Smith is going to be a key part of that effort. She is just that instrumental in the backline, in the midfield. To the back it goes, wonderfully taken, wonderfully set up is the maul. The throw was a good one from Tanya Naden, and there's a penalty. A little mini change of momentum here as Australia just seem to be edging back into the contest, having been on the back foot for a few minutes. They still lead. Momentum wasn't on their side for a period.
It also just looks like when they're going into defensive moments and into defensive rucks, they're conceding far too many penalties, the Scottish. They're going in, and I think that's goes against Rachel Malcolm, who just lost their footing and causes the maul to break down.
To the front it goes. Simple ball lost at the side of the maul. Backwards though. Morgan sends it to Leonard. Questions around whether it was knocked on. Strong carry this time. Palu, she's very close. Held up over the line though. It's going to be a goal line dropout.
Great defensive hit. Ended up wrapping Palu up and just putting bodies under the ball, so there was absolutely no way that she could ground that ball. Her fighting contact is really good. Last week when she scored a try against the South Africans, her fighting contact is one of the main reasons that she's on that starting 6 position. Very physical, Palu.
The drop kick. It's a pretty decent one actually. Australia will start from about 40 metres, 35 metres or so out. Smith. Terina Kavadra. Lane Morgan just sending it out to Halsey. She's almost not been in play in the last few minutes. The fullback. Oh, wonderful step and go from Maya Stewart. And the cover tackle had to be good and is good. The assistant referee didn't put her flag up, realising there was an infringement and a penalty.
And that's what we're saying, all those defensive efforts of the Scottish is just resulting in a penalty.
Maya Stewart is just an absolute handful every time she gets the ball.
Going up.
Okay, we'll check. Yes, we are.
This looks like the
Clara, we're checking the tackle by 11 blue.
Yes, okay.
A tackle against Francesca McGee. I think that's the tackle that's come on Maya Stewart. She comes in for the covered tackle. It can't be 11, it's probably 13
blue.
that they're checking.
Okay.
Oh, there's a head-to-head there.
She's upright. He's head-to-head. Yellow card for his shoulder. 13.
Agreed.
So that's Emma Orr is definitely in trouble. Head-to-head.
There are
Definitely a
two
yellow
tacklers,
card, you would
so
think.
for me, is nothing more than a card. 13 blue, upright.
Off-field review.
Yeah.
Correct.
Thank
Agreed.
you. 13 blue.
So it just
No,
came in
she's
on the
she's
cover
all right,
tackle,
she's
just
all
not
right.
hard. It
She's
just doesn't
upright
get
and
low
we
enough,
have
Emma Orr.
Head-to-head
And
contact.
unfortunately, just
Buckle
head to
review.
head.
Two tacklers.
Puts a hand up immediately in apology to Maya Stewart and has gone off for the bunker review too.
Decide.
Not happy.
Not happy. It's the right decision though, and I think the way she said sorry, you almost would
Blue
assume
line!
she's feeling like she's let her
Oh.
teammate down a little bit there.
Time off. Time off. Time off.
Wasn't a hard tackle, mate.
HIA.
She just needed to be
14.
lower. It's going to be an HIA as well for Maya Stewart, who took that bump to the head. Smart gum guards in play through the course of this tournament, so the match doctors will
Do we have to change? Do we have
get a good reading as to whether it's
14?
an issue or not.
HIA,
Maya Stewart
14.
will come off for a little check.
HIA.
Yeah, just ding dong check. Which I think is the right move, because oftentimes you see head to head, players get sent off, but then there's actually no HIA call on
Yeah.
it, which is a lot of the question around then, are we just giving away yellow cards and penalties for the sake of giving it away, but you're actually not taking player welfare into consideration.
Okay,
So
done.
the fact that she's actually going
On
off
the
for
line,
an
that's
HIA
fine.
is
On the
brilliant.
line. That's
Absolutely,
fine, that's
absolutely.
fine.
Laurie Kramer comes on
Back
to
on.
the right wing in the time being. And Australia on the attack now. Well taken at the back of the line to Nakavadra. The maul is good, it's edging forward, it's peel around the side. The tackle is made by Rachel Malcolm, the Scottish captain. Australia now, the line-out winner, carries it up to Nakavadra.
Calm down.
6. Roll away.
3 points here would make it a 7-point game. A little debate going on in the Australian camp.
If something is clear, Gemma jump in.
But they brought their receiving to look defensively. That's all.
Okay.
Michaela Leonard having a good conversation there with Clara Munarini.
And
That's
it's
what it
just,
is.
even if nothing comes from it, but it's just to stay in the referee's ear around what's happening and what you're seeing as a captain, because it does subconsciously make a referee aware of what is going on and what to look up for.
So Australia pressing now.
Two,
Spend a bit of
two
time
meters.
under the
Thank
cosh.
you.
They now have Scotland under enormous pressure on their goal line and down a player. Comes the maul. Collapsed. Is it a sack? Australia now come away with it. Smith. Rush defence from Scotland, catching her behind the gain line. Smith does well to get it back. Palu. Australia now sensing a little bit of blood, knowing this is a wonderful opportunity to seal this match. Driving it closer, 5 meters out now. Morgan sends it back. Halser tries to flick it on. Fredericks under enormous pressure. It's wonderful pressure from a defensive Scottish team. Knock on it is though.
Knock on by goal.
Oh, I almost thought that they would have gotten away with that one. Really smartly done, because Thomas had actually gone, Lisa Thompson had gone on the outside, and then they had a 3-man overlap. Chloe Raleigh rolled the dice to get into the face and make the hit, and in the offload, the ball gets knocked on. So brilliant defensive read by Chloe Raleigh, who's really put her hand up for the Scottish today. And then squandered opportunity for Australia. They didn't have much opportunity to press, and then when they are there to press, they just squander the opportunity.
Yeah, a real good press. There's a bit of blood there. We'll need just a little check up. Been a change in the Australian lineup as well. Michaela Leonard, the captain, has made way. On has come
Thank you very much.
Tassi Lafai. Maya Stewart. I thought might be getting the all clear to come back on. I don't see her just yet. Well, there's a bit of blood work being done there on one of the Scottish players. Maya Stewart, what an afternoon she's had. Boy, the two Australian wingers are a handful.
Oh yeah, they're a very dangerous pair to get the ball in for. She's currently off the field with an HIA, Maya Stewart. Defensively, she's made a hit. She makes runs, looks for offload. She's a menace for, you know, just really just a menace in attack and on defence. Good read, and a really experienced player for the Aussies too.
Proper pace. She's got real pace, and she just senses where the space is and accelerates into it beautifully.
And when she steps back on the inside, she almost looks for a soft shoulder to step back into, or she's going to try and go on the outside and beat you. If there's no space on the outside, she looks like she's running up the touch. She looks to cut back on the inside, and more often than not, tackles slip off of her. Really good.
Well, that's Anne Young, who's got some serious bandaging on her head now. Emma Orr in the sin bin for another few minutes still. So Scotland down a player into the winds. We'll have to play from deep. It's not going to be easy. They might need to keep it a little bit closer.
Crouch!
Play there, maybe almost a natural game. They attack the gain line, lots of runners.
Reset. Please, ladies, hold your body, both sides. Hold your body, both sides. And that's it. Not only push. Uke on the left. That's it.
And Young, the try scorer, she's got a big cut on her head, and so brings back the question of HIA, doesn't it? She looks a little shell-shocked at the moment, and packed down in the scrum there. She has packed down this time. And Scotland under enormous pressure. Oh, it's a wonderful scrum from Australia. Australia have turned it over. It's a pushover, not quite a tight head, but a pushover it is. Morgan looking for a bit of space. Looking for a runner now as Palu carries it for her. Morgan again. Tui Nakavadra. What a wonderful game, Tui Nakavadra. A bit of play in the midfield now as well. Morgan looking for more runners. It's the tight head prop now, Eva Kopani. Nice carry from Ashley Masters. Into the traffic, and that's going to be a maul and held up. Oh, done well to get that ball back, Australia. Loose forwards now combining nicely. Palu, 5 meters out after a strong run, and sealing off are the ruckers.
7.
Yes, Ashley Masters just went in as a support runner, and then because Palu was tackled and went straight down, she went off her feet immediately, just not able to maintain her own body weight.
Yeah, of course.
Look at, so Palu goes in, stays well, latches on, does Masters, and then she goes down, and so losing her footing in the way, and that's why the ceiling is off her feet completely. Masters, another opportunity for Scotland. They've had opportunity to get out of their own half, and then just not been able to keep it.
Yes. Time off. Back to review.
Bad news for Emma Orr.
Yes,
that head-to-head contact, no mitigating circumstances. Emma Orr's yellow card is going to be a red.
The yellow card is upgraded to red. Okay. No mitigation and high degree of danger.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Time off, subs. Time off. Time off, subs, please.
Yeah, it's
wait.
just such a tough moment.
12,
Upright
12
in
goals,
contact,
12
and then
goals,
obviously it's a high degree of danger because she's coming
12.
in quite a bit of force. She grabs her own head, so she knows. So upgraded to red. So they've got to play for the next 20 minutes, which is going to make 84. You know.
Well, it'll be the next 10. They'll get someone on for the last 5, won't they? Because she's been off for 10.
Absolutely.
So they might get someone on for the last 5 minutes, Scotland, but it's really sad news for Emma Orr. You can see she's gutted about the decision. Scotland, though, for them, the show must go on. Louise McMillan with a good take at the back of the line out, and some real momentum now, finally outside of the real red zone of Scotland.
Tackle! Back. Take him back.
Into the pocket.
Retreat, blue.
Nelson hits it downfield, nicely taken. Nelson now looking for a little bit of counter-attack space. Scottish defence a little flat-footed. Let the runner come at them. Lafayette.
Tackle!
Oh, bundled down was Lane Morgan. Good little step there from Georgina Fredericks. She was hugely instrumental, ball in hand, and all the good that happens around her, Fredericks.
Stay on.
Oh, the pop-off's not going to hand, and Gallagher brings it out. Scotland now have a bit of an opportunity. Oh, the kick is not a good one, but they're going to get away with it because it's knocked on. Francesca McGee couldn't catch the dipping ball, and it's a bit of good fortune for the Scottish.
Yeah, Desiree Miller getting under it.
Let's go.
And then I think she just got caught on the back foot and trying to reach forward. Miller.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake there, Desiree Miller. I said McGee, but
you play. Yeah, it was okay.
Meryl Smith makes her way on.
You are dominant. Ball out for me. You take the ball. I'm more happy to play out.
Meryl Smith, really strong centre player. She goes and she's really quite
Take the call, ladies. Let's go.
Busting players, so she looks to hit those hard lines. Lisa Thomas looks to put boot to ball and looks for space at the back, but she's going to hold ball in, and then she's going to go straight up and try and take ball up, and that's going to be key for the Scottish, because they're going to feel that they have to score now, especially because only towards the end of the 5 minutes they're going to get back to 15 players. Ball in hand, ball protection.
The last scrum was not a good one. Australia pushed the Scottish off the scrum. Katie Matson feeds to the hands of Corinne Grant. Scotland now finally have a little opportunity as Jade Conkle-Roberts makes a good strong carry. Timing not perfect there from Malcolm, but she does well to get some go forward. Maxinson, first touch and lovely offload from the replacement Smith. Chloe Rolly. Scotland here, beautifully on the front foot. Mattinson sends it wide again. Australians' defence being tested by the 14-player Scottish team. Lateral, the step inside, a good one. Anne Young will do the scrum off duties, finds Conkle-Roberts. Really efficient, good play now from Scotland as they use their big strong ball carriers to rumble it up. Mattinson's controlling it nicely at the back, the pick and go now. Three or 4 meters out, and this is playing into the hands of Scotland. Louise McMillan with a carry, almost over the line. Centimeters away, getting awfully closer. The carry now, Conkle-Roberts, surely over the line, no. Held up. No chance of Tui Nakavadra getting out of the way there. Now it comes over the top. The step and go from McGee. Scotland are in and they lead. What a turnaround that is. The 14 players of Scotland against the 15 of Australia, finding space out wide. And into the front they go.
Oh, Francesca McGee gets the reward for it on the outside, but it was all about the forwards in the front. Getting up, getting into those, tighter channels of the Australians, coming around the corner, peeling at ruck time. Australia not committing numbers into the breakdown, rather choosing to have numbers on feet, and now they get back in the lead. The game's alive for the last 11 minutes.
Oh boy, is it alive.
20 seconds now. Oh, thank you, I'm fine.
Well, the one thing to consider is Scotland, if they go ahead by 3, Australia could kick a penalty to draw the game, tie it up and win the tournament. But the kick's not over, which means a draw right now is highly unlikely. 22 points to 21, Scotland lead.
We've seen crazy moments of the game of rugby throughout this year. where 1-point games become so big. Francesca McGee gives her side the slimmest of chances to potentially lift the trophy again.
Well, we've blown smoke in the direction of Maya Stewart and Desiree Miller, but Francesca McGee with a good handoff on the outside she went. Round she's gone for one of the most vital tries of the tournament. Katie Madison has controlled things well since she came on. And now the kick sends Australia back. They'll have to attack from deep as Helsa moves it. Desiree Miller. Oh, nice angle. Good strong run from Eva Kopani. Bevan. Morgan. Morgan again. Palu with a lovely little slip pass to O'Gorman, who herself offloads beautifully. Could have been a lost forward there, but Australia have got away with it. Lafai. Lafai.
Advantage.
Nice carry from Pomare. Australia very much on the front foot now.
Play advantage, 21 offside.
Leany. Scottish defence now with everything to play for. Their lives are on the line right now as Australia try and find space. Friedrichs carries it up after the little pop pass.
Yes.
Pressure mounting on the Scottish defence. Australia ball retention good. Lovely hands. Wonderful hands. There's an arm out there. That could be a penalty.
21 offside.
Yeah, if it's a penalty, it could look at it more as a penalty, potentially a penalty try, because it looked like they actually had numbers on the outside. So the question is going to be like, was it a knock on in the tackle? Was it an intentional arm out? Just see, they got numbers going, committing to the inside.
Okay, 21 offside there.
Oh, they're actually coming back for an offside.
21 offside.
Trillian Pomare with a real good carry there for Australia. So the opportunity to kick their team into the lead, Australia. 24-22, it would be a win is all Australia need, a win or a draw for that matter. A draw is highly unlikely at this stage in the game.
I think that's the most nervous I've seen Australia women coaching box in the past 3 weeks. Usually they're smiling.
I think it would be a good win for them, wouldn't it? Number 7 in the world, winning against number 5 in the world, might just increase their rankings a little bit. Oh, this could be a yellow card as well.
And potentially a
I'm going to show you a deliberate
knock-on. It would undoubtedly be a yellow.
Blue 11
it's
with a
right up
clear
there
overlap.
Okay. Okay.
I reckon if her own player hadn't bumped her away now, she
also
would have
the wider
regathered
angle?
that. There is a cover defender out there, which maybe takes the penalty
So we
try
have the
away.
Liban overlap, another defender. So for me is a yellow card against 11.
I think that's the right call.
Is 11. Overlap.
It's the try scorer, Francesca McGee, who's going to take the yellow card out.
There. No, because
She
there was
got
another
it.
defender there. So it's just a yellow.
Side
No.
back to it, did she, Francesca McGee? And you can just see
You can choose.
the faces of the Scottish players when they're jogging off and they realise what they have potentially cost the side, but very lucky to not have it be a penalty try and yellow card only.
60-second clock. Thank you.
This could well be a kick to win the game and win the tournament. Pressure on Faitala Maleka, one of the better kickers at the tournament so far. The strike is good. Over it goes. Under enormous pressure, Maleka has put her team in front. It's a wonderful strike by a player who has shown real maturity in that 10 shirt, who has just controlled things superbly this afternoon. Wonderful kick.
Number 1. Okay,
Sally
she's coming.
Poisano is making
Yes.
her way onto
Okay,
the field
stand
too
up. Yes.
for Australia women. Wallaroos.
So everything to do for Scotland now. It's Australia back to level in terms of player numbers. Well, Scotland actually have got 2 off now, so it's 13 players only. Space out wide for Australia. Good cover defending there from Helen Nelson. Little bounce pass works nicely for the Wallaroos.
Tackle! There it comes.
You would think right now everything favouring the Australians. The numbers game a massive advantage. Making some good yardage against the Scottish team that is stretched. What a breakaway that is from Eva Karpani. It's a brilliant run. Is she going to go the distance? Oh, she's just met and tackled into touch. Brave tackle.
For me, just a touch.
What a run that is from the tight head prop.
Eva Kopani, we said that she
Time off.
is a front rower that runs like a flanker, coming over to make a tackle on Meryl Smith.
Time off, please.
Looks like it was, and I think she's just come off.
Meryl Smith, no arms.
Yes.
No arms, looks like there's head-to-head.
Massive collision.
I think that might be the final nail
Thank you very much.
in Scotland's coffin if they do review that.
Just confirm. There's no hold, please.
Want to know that?
No, but okay.
What a run from the tight head prop. Eva Karpani is down the touchline, showed real speed. It's been a little look at that, no foul play. Didn't look like any arms were used. Meryl Smith took a massive body check from Karpani, who had ball in hand and was
All good?
strong in the contact zone, wasn't she? That's guts and glory. To be the last defender, you've got Eva Kopani running at you. There's not a lot of players that are going to want to go in and make that tackle, but Meryl Smith on
there is
the
a bit of-
jersey.
to be fair, there is a bit of a wrap on the right arm there,
Just
so
confirm on the Jemo.
but she has taken a huge hit, Meryl
Line
Smith.
out left, yes.
And there's an attempted swing on the left arm, no foul play. And it's done enough just to knock Kopani off her stride.
All you have to do is be a speed bump.
Oh, who wants to be a speed bump?
Maul.
Skeldon.
Yes, yes.
You want to be making tackles on your own terms, don't
No,
you?
she's okay.
Scotland trail by 2.
Don't change.
Just under 5 minutes to play. They're two players, I should say, down, but that's a very successful maul. It's a good effort
17 goals.
from the pack of forwards.
You got to just imagine that the Scottish are going to have to just regroup in this. They're 13 playing 15. Yeah, it becomes about game management. You've got 4.5 minutes left to play. You know, keep ball in hand. Force Australia to make the decisions for the last bit of this, and this is where it starts. Set piece dominance. Keep going. Force them to make a mistake. That is what happens coming in from the side. They got to do it right.
Yeah, they're going to have to use those forwards again. Lovely ball to the back, taken nicely by Macmillan. It's the maul once again from Scotland. A pack of forwards with fresh legs. They're doing their absolute utmost to drive it forward. It's got to use it or lose it. Matson sends it out. Not a lot of numbers there as Meryl Smith carries it after recovering from that heavy bump. Maul is called. Gallagher looking just for a little bit of space to get some go forward. Kopani part of the tackle. Maybe some lazy running there as Conkle Roberts makes a good run close. Scotland are going to have to keep it tight as Rachel Malcolm
Play on,
gets
setting
it
back,
almost
play
to
on.
the halfway line. Lana Skelton has put in a wonderful shift this afternoon, keeps on going. Nelson sends it into the midfield space. Mattinson. Nelson pops it to Smith. Australia have contested the breakdown beautifully and won the penalty.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Time off.
Looks like Fredericks that just got over making those hits and setting it up really well, getting the Wallaroos ball back. They needed to get more ball protection in there a lot earlier. Katie Mattinson just not able to get the clearance out on Fredericks. Really strong, arms around the ball, first time ball. Fredericks all over it.
Eva Kopani has made way. Maybe a little fatigue setting in there after a huge afternoon and a great run there at the end. It's Alapeta and Ngama who's on in her place. 20. Lucy Ginnan also gets a little late run here. And for Scotland, Ellis Martin comes on.
Thank you very much.
Ad hooker, Lana Skelton makes way.
Thank you.
These ladies must be out on their feet. Been a real brutal game, hasn't it? Fast and furious, tough, physical, massive contact.
It's had everything today, required so much of all of these players. Never mind the concentration that is needed from the players. And initially, you and I, Joel, spoke about it in the beginning. We said it's going to be really tight. It's going to be a proper test match. But we've actually seen some game-breaking opportunities, some wonderful moments and wonderful tries that have been scored, which is kind of sums up the competition as a whole. It's been a really tight 3 weeks between all of the games. There's not really one or two games that have, gone off and had these huge scores. But otherwise, it's really high quality of rugby. Quick rugby kept us on our toes, and it's been a really good game of rugby today. That's Meryl Smith just getting some treatment.
Just in terms of the tournament, it's quite right. It's been just spectacular rugby all across the board.
All good?
These teams will all make their way to Rugby World Cup 2025.
Okay, ladies, time back on.
Do you see any of them next year creating some big upsets, some big surprises against some of the Group 1 teams?
Well, I think Ireland's had the biggest upset thus far in that WXV 1 competition, beating the Black Ferns, the current Rugby World Cup holders.
Yep, 100% Ireland. Showing good signs at 15s and at 7s.
We've also got a playoff for the title in WXV 1 versus Canada taking on the Red Roses. Unbeaten, 50 plus games.
So Australia looking to just close this one off. Got a couple of minutes to go as the carry up from Tulin Pomara. It's down the clock a little bit more. One pass rugby, now the order of the day. Atazi Lafai just settles it down. Here comes the second pass. Nice hands, nice little waiting of ball in hand from Caitlin Hulser. Lane Morgan continues that scrum off. She has just been wonderful this afternoon in the way she controls play and sets players away. Georgina Fredericks almost set free there. Masters, most cap player in Australian history now. Palu with another carry, slips it to Tanya Naden. Oh, and it's away with the ball comes Chloe Rolly. 70th cap for her, try scorer. Been one of the shining lights in the Scottish outfit today. Scotland will have to play from deep, 2 men short. The carry is strong from Conkle Roberts, but they've got to go 90 metres still. Track down inside their 22-metre line. It's a long haul to get to the other side from here.
Blue in front, retreat.
Mattinson slowing it down.
Retreat, blue, retreat.
The kick. Hulser gathers, not out the kick. Hulser looking for a little bit of space. She could go all the way through and does go all the way through. One to beat, can't get there herself. It's a wonderful run from the Australian fullback. Her team with seconds to go and a chance to score a 4th try and close this game out completely. 3 metres from the goal line. Leaning with the pick and go. Real fortress today, the second rower. And there is the try that just seals it completely. Ashley Masters in her 34th Test match seals the game, seals the tournament, and wins Group 2 undoubtedly for the Wallaroos.
What a Masters and what a way to do it.
Yeah.
Ashley Masters stepping up for the sides in the final moments of the game. The kick didn't go far enough. Halsey gets it back up, and then it was all about using the momentum to keep going forward. The forwards packing in, hitting it up. And then finally, Ashley Masters there to help Australia lift the trophy.
20 seconds.
Faitala Moleka has kicked 4 from 4 off the kicking tee this afternoon. This, a little bit of icing on what is a wonderful cake. Australia, number 7 in the world, have overcome Scotland, number 5 in the world. The kick is a good one. Over it goes. The icing is there, and Australia are WXV Group 2 champions 2024. Thoroughly deserved it. 4 tries apiece. But real control from this Australian team, and good off the kicking tee means they have overcome a gallant Scottish effort in what was a wonderful, wonderful contest.
Oh, it was absolutely wonderful. It's more than what we could have asked for in this final game, and what a wrap-up to the WXV2 competition. It was a playoff, it was a final shootout to lift the trophy, and that is what it means. I mean, the disappointment to drop from the WXV1 competition, dropping to the WXV2 competition. Australia had to find a way to pack it up, and that is the people that have tried to contribute and that have done enough, the women that have done enough to do what they needed to do to be able to lift the trophy. Australia, the Wallaroos, are the WXV2 competition winners, and conversely, that is what it looks like to lose in the final match. Emotions written all over their face. Discipline, not in favour of the Scottish.
Yeah, massive disappointment for Scotland, the brave. They were courageous throughout. Wow, what a performance from that lady.
Yeah, MasterCard player of the match, Maya Stewart. She's been a handful the full tournament, the whole tournament. She ended up getting a try. She got a try last weekend. She does really well in defensive areas. She does well on attack. She does just enough to make the defense sit and guess. She's an all-round player, unselfish player, but selfish when she does see a trophy or a white line in front of her. And look at that. That is the woman that has contributed to all of it. Jo Yap been coming. She was called in to take over, and take over she has. They're in a rebuilding, and they got definitely one of the teams to watch in the Women's Rugby World Cup in England next year.